Hi, it's about 3:15 in the morning, feeling pretty damn tired, pretty shattered, just ready to almost go to bed. Got a bit of a thumping headache at the moment. Been on the go since probably about 8 o'clock tonight, pulling tyres. Got back about 1 in the morning. Just so you know what time it is, that just sort of kind of, if you can see it, obviously it's just after 3:15. My watch, as I say, is being supported to me by the Dreyfus Group, by Rotary. They're helping me keep time all the way to the magnetic North Pole, and also Sony are helping me with my Fly on the Wall documentary and my YouTubes, which I want to do for Team Shepherd. Anyway, I've been, so it's about 3:15. I'm probably going to be going to bed very, very soon. Going to get about 6 hours sleep, and then tomorrow I'm aiming to get up and it's also take the tent down. When we're in the Arctic, we call it pulling poles. When you say the word pulling poles, that means you put your tent away. I'm aiming to do that in about 6 hours from now, and then I'm going to go and pull tyres up and do some GPS training up in Cleve Hill near Cheltenham for 3 or 4 hours, just to practice some navigational skills and try and get as much prepping as I can. I'm hoping it's still going to be as foggy as it was tonight, because I want to try and make my experiences as real as possible. And if the weather's pretty sort of pretty awful and not very comfortable, then it helps with all the practice that you can get. If you get those sort of experiences when you're in the Arctic, you know how to deal and cope with it psychologically and mentally, which all helps with the preparation. My experiences from Norway from 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you've had the chance to look at my ice breaking drills. If you haven't, please visit my website. You'll see that when I jumped into the lake, it was pretty damn cold. But really enjoyed the experience. It's a real good eye-opener. If I have to be putting that as a live situation, as in falling into thin ice whilst competing, fingers crossed, I hope that I never have to get to experiences that. I was quite fortunate that when we go through these drills in Norway, obviously we've got instructors around us to make sure, but when we're competing, if it happens for out there, then we're on our own. So it is quite a scary thought. So say Norway was quite a good eye opener. Learnt a hell of a lot, and there's so much to think about with not just your fitness. I mean, my fitness I feel pretty okay and fine with. I'm just going to maintain with what I'm doing at the moment. But tent routines, there's so much to learn. There's so much that's outside your control that you need to think about, and just keep prepping on. And that's what we found out from Norway. Silly little things. If you can imagine, you're going to be competing for 12, 14, 16 hours a day in, day out. And you'll probably get about 4 or 5 hours sleep after that. So you need to make sure that you're quite regimented and strict and disciplined with your personal admin and your tent admin. Making sure that you don't bring fuel through through the tent, and make sure you wear your 3 Arctic gloves on at all times. If you don't, you will get frostbite. That's going to be a showstopper very quickly. Also, I learnt myself on the second day whilst we're on our X-bed in Norway. On the second morning when it was my turn to cook, I found that a load of condensation was just coming through the tent. The instructors advised us the fact that what we'd need to do in the mornings is, before we do anything, is to get outside and shake all the tent and clear all the snow or the frost from the outside. Because what happens that when you put the burners on to boil your water, just drips through like condensation. The problem you have after that is the fact that obviously that means some of your clothes start to get slightly damp or more damp again, but also it gets onto the zips as well. So when you put the tent down, and you sort of got it all put away in your pulks or your sledges, and you're off competing for the day, when you go to put your tent up at night, you'll find that all your zips are frozen solid as well. So you need to make sure that you stick a strict routine, and you're quite regimented in, and make sure that you have everything in place. Because if you don't, there's nothing worse after a day's competing, and you get back and your zips are just frozen solid, and that's going to be your race over. Also, the burners that we got, even though they're new, can also be very temperamental as well. So they also need sort of maintenance, maybe sort of every other day, or sometimes just make sure the jets are clear as well. Last thing you want to do is, after days competing, is find out that you can't light your stove, and if being at -40, you're going to get very hypothermic extremely quickly. As I say, there's just so much to think about, and so much you need to make sure that you've prepped and you've got everything in place. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing over the next 8 weeks with my teammates, and just making sure that we get as much prepping as we can, and be as mentally and physically ready for when we compete in about 8 weeks' time. I want to just quickly say hi to my mum and dad. I love them very much. I know mum and dad's a bit nervous about what I'm doing, but I'm alright, and I'll be safe, so don't worry. And also I want to say hi to Hannah and Lydia. I miss them, and I love them loads. They're my 2 adorable nieces, and I know that they're also watching me as well. So I'm going to finish for now, because I'm feeling really tired, and I'm just going to go and get my head down and get some sleep for a while, and hopefully catch up with everyone very, very soon. Please keep following my progress on my website, which is www.teamshepherd.co.uk, and please help me inspire a lot of young children, and also please help support me and raise a lot of money. Help me raise a lot of money for Winston's Wish and for bereaved children. Thank you very much. Bye for now.